It was a long time ago, all right? And I don't know what you think I am anyway. What do you think I am? A computer? Like to remember all that stuff? You've got no right whatsoever to do this. I got a fucking hairdresser's appointment this afternoon. Don't pull me. Don't you fucking pull on my arm, girl, or I'll pull on yours. I'll fucking break it for you if you want. Bitch!
How old was she then? And the exact date, please. Yeah.
When was the last time you saw her?
How could you have killed Charmaine if you were in prison, Mr. West?
No comment.
And I'm DC Carl Kempinski. And could I have your name, please?
That's a photograph of the remains of your daughter, Heather. How do you feel when you look at it?
No comment.
Could you please confirm your name for the tape?
Rose helped you kill Heather, didn't she?
No comment.
It was thought that a different team, different tactics might speed things up a bit.
So you want me to resume as his appropriate adult?
I'd understand if you said no. No, I'll do it.
Not because I want to do him any favours.
Sir? Mrs. Leach is back on board, sir.
Good. I appreciate it. He's coming up from the cells now. We're going to Kempley. We can't find Rena's remains.
Mrs. Leach has agreed to resume as your appropriate adult.
Well now, they already looks a lot rosier.
Quebec Lima, go ahead. Over.
Your present location.
On way to Kempley. Over.
Thanks. Anything to say, Fred?
You see all the work we've done here, Fred? And we still haven't found any remains.
Rena's somewhere here. I'd put my shirt on it.
But if Rena's here, then why isn't Charmaine? You killed them at the same time?
Charmaine was a child, and it's very hard to talk about that.
We need you to do that, Fred. Tell us exactly what happened.
Are you going to answer the officer, Fred?
You'd split up with Rena, hadn't you? You were living with Rose and Charmaine was with you.
Why, you arranged to meet Rena in the pub. I got a drink in, got absolutely paralytic, and then drove her out here and strangled her.
Where was Charmaine?
Sleep in the car. Rena had given her a lager or something, and I thought, what the heck am I going to do? Her mum dead, poor little lamb. Who's going to tell her that? So I strangled her and drove her back to Midland Road, and we sat outside the house a while I was sure Rose was in bed. And then I hid Charmaine by the back wall of the house, thinking I'd bury her the next day.
So, we need to start searching the Midland Roadhouse as well.
Correct.
What is it, Fred? Why are you looking over there?
Something pulling me there.
What is it?
Anna.
Is this Anna McFall, Fred? Anna who used to look after your children when you were with Rena.
I can feel her now. She's calling to me.
Got to remind you, Fred, that you're still under caution. You don't have to say anything unless you wish to do so. What you do say may be even in evidence.
I can feel her presence now. Like she's standing beside me.
Did you murder Anna, Fred? Did you bury her here?
You right, Fred?
I didn't kill Anna. You believe me, Janet? Anna had my baby. How could I kill the greatest love of my life with my baby inside her?
Janet, what's your involvement in all this?
We talked about how you're I've got nothing to say.
I see the woman's just trying to get home.
At any point, Janet, I talked about how Kirsty Stevens.
Janet, just a quick quote. What is the...
Hi, Mum. Hi, Mum.
Hi, how's things?
Yeah, great fun living in the middle of a siege.
Oh, I'm really sorry about that.
So why are you doing it again? Tell them to stick it.
Hello? Oh, hi, Hazel. What now? All right. Don't, Josh.
Mrs. Leach, I'll come down with you.
No, it's all right.
She seems...
Yeah, she's a nice lady.
Oh, Janet. Just wanted to say hello. Hope I didn't upset you today. Thought I frightened you off.
What are you doing?
I can't get through this without you.
Get off of me! That is completely out of order.
Sorry, Janet. Won't happen again, I swear it. It's just that this business about Anna, it's really upset me, and you see, Anna was more important to me than anyone in the world. And I truly did feel her in that field. I can feel it with me now, because you're here. She's guiding me through you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, but you would, Janet. If you saw Anna, you'd understand.
I'm sorry about that. He was insistent he wanted to see you.
I just needed reassuring that I wasn't going to quit.
Good.
Can I ask?
Yeah.
Anna McFall, who exactly was she?
Basically, she was the 17-year-old girl. When Fred was with Rena, she used to look after their children. She developed some kind of infatuation with Fred, which led to an affair. Anna got pregnant, wanted Fred to leave Rena. Shortly after that, she went missing. This was August 1967. We released a picture of her earlier. Night.
We're now applying for a warrant to search the area where you indicated Anna McFall might be.
I'd say that'd be wise.
Did you kill her, Fred?
I'd sooner stab myself in the heart with a dagger.
If you didn't, who did?
If it was anyone, it'd be Rena.
Why Rena?
When Rena found out about Anna, she couldn't bear it, but Anna refused to give me up.
Did you enjoy having two women fighting over you?
Well, I've learned to live with women competing over my affections.
You enjoy being part of a love triangle? Is that how it sometimes was with Rose?
If you're trying to get me to say that my loving wife ever hurt anyone...
You just said that your previous wife did.
This is a trap. Did you see that, Janet?
The police are just asking questions, Fred, and you need to answer them honestly.
And I am doing. Rose is not a murderer.
I just don't believe you, Fred. I think Rose killed Charmaine.
Well, that's up to you.
And we're asking Rose all the same questions, and if there's any discrepancy...
There'll be no discrepancy because she'll tell you absolutely nothing.
How do you know?
Did she tell you that's what she would do?
All I know is you'll never wear Rose down. She ain't afraid of you lot. Matter of fact, you lot should be afraid of her.
Why?
On account of the fact that some of your lot were using her services. You with me, Janet? There was coppers paying Rose for sex.
Where's your evidence?
Rose got the evidence.
If there were such evidence, Fred, we wouldn't allow that to inhibit our investigation. Now, you're grinning again. You're adopting that cocky tone. Don't you agree, Janet?
Yes, I do, and I think it's most regrettable, and I think you should take this very seriously.
Don't you start being harsh with me, Janet.
I'm just telling you the truth.
You see, I don't believe you about Charmaine, nor do I believe that you could conduct sexual relationships with young women, kill, dismember, and bury them in the house you shared with Rose without her knowing.
What you believe don't matter, Hazel. It's what you can prove matters.
Take Linda Goff, for instance. Her parents believed that Linda became very friendly with Rose when she came to lodge with you.
Rose looked after her. She was like that.
And when Linda disappeared, and her parents called at your house to ask if you knew where she was, why was Rose wearing her cardigan?
Well, Linda must have left it behind. We told them that.
I think that's nonsense. I think that you and Rose manipulated and coerced young women into sexual activities.
I've admitted we're broad-minded people.
Activities which became sadomasochistic in nature. We know what your taste in pornography is. We know what Rose did with her clients.
And now you're putting two and two together to make five.
I suggest that you and Rose took those acts much further than those girls could possibly have imagined. There was a beam in the cellar, ropes, rolls of tape, a surgical mask, other instruments of torture. I suggest that you suspended them from that beam.
Janet, tell her to stop it.
You bound and gagged them, didn't
Janet,
you?
you're my friend.
You watched Rose
Just be
subject
honest,
them
Fred.
to unspeakable agonies until they eventually died, and you just stood back and watched for your own sexual gratification. And when Rose had finished with them, you dismembered their bodies and buried them with her full knowledge. I suggest that the two of you did similar things to your daughter Heather and to Charmaine.
Rose is innocent. Ain't got nothing more to say.
Interview is terminated at 15:54.
A word, please, DC Savage.
Rose has been charged with the murder of Linda Goff.
I don't believe you.
Well, that's up to you, but it's a fact.
She wouldn't have admitted nothing, and you ain't got no evidence.
Oh, I believe we have enough.
I need Rose back in the house. And I need our house put back together. And our family put back together.
I don't think that's going to happen, Fred.
Janet, help me. Help me. Just carry my family. Don't let them. Don't let them. Please don't let them. Don't let them.
Fred, calm down.
Come on, Fred.
You okay?
You really got evidence?
Detective Superintendent Bennett feels we've got all we're going to get. He's bringing these interviews to a close. Your part in this is over. Thank you.
Rosemary West, the wife of the Gloucester builder Frederick West, appeared in court today charged jointly with him of murdering 19-year-old Linda Goff.
She's jointly accused with her husband Frederick of killing Lucy Partington and Carol Ann Cooper. Both their bodies were found in the cellar. Hidden beneath a blanket, Rosemary West is led into court to face a fresh murder charge. She's jointly accused of killing 21-year-old Swiss student Theresa Siegenthaler, who vanished in Lewisham.
Relates to the discovery at Cromwell Street of the body of 18-year-old Juanita Mott. She disappeared in 1975.
Rosemary West, wife of the Gloucester builder Frederick West, has been charged with murdering her daughter Heather. The teenager's remains were among those found at the West's home.
West said nothing during the 3-minute hearing, just listened, then nodded as the 2 new charges were put to her.
Last March, remains identified as those of Linda Goff were found under the ground floor bathroom. The next day, the search unearthed the remains of Carol Cooper, again in the basement. Even as the last of the 9 victims was discovered, the search team had already...
So which one's Lucy?
That one.
And which one's Max?
That one.
I just wanted to say sorry.
Why?
For saying you shouldn't have done it. I saw her on the telly. They've both been sent for trial. You can forget it now. Move on, yeah?
Ready to go?
Come on, Mom!
Let it go, let it go.
Where are the sausages? And rolls.
All right, I'll go. Oh, Mom, don't leave.
In a minute.
Come on.
We'll go play football.
Hello?
Janet, it's me. How are you?
I'm fine.
Oh, we're relieved to hear your voice.
Where are you calling from?
Birmingham, Winson Green Prison.
How'd you get this number?
Talk to the screws nicely and he didn't get anything. See, I need your help, Janet.
What do you mean?
I can't really discuss it over the phone. Can you come and see me?
No. Fred, my involvement with you is over. I've gone back to normal family life.
That's grand, that's lovely. Only please give me this one bit of help. I'd be so grateful.
I need you, Janet, please.
Right, I'm off.
All right, love, bye.
See you.
See you. Oh, I might be late tonight. If Mike's not back, can you sort my tea?
Oh, God. That's no problem. I'll be back. Anything special?
Oh, it's just a late lecture.
See you. You can't divorce me.
What?
Well, we haven't even got around to getting married yet. So, how come you need a lawyer?
I'm doing it for Fred West.
How come?
He asked me to.
You've been to see him?
At his request.
I can't believe it.
It was a purely practical matter that
And
he
you agreed?
needed help with.
You must be mad.
You're only finding him a solicitor?
Yeah. Well,
What?
I get the feeling that there's more that he wants to tell me.
About what?
About what he did, what Rose did.
Such as?
I don't know, Mike. And if I did, I wouldn't want to talk to you about it. Look, our life got into such a terrible mess before because of him, so if you don't want me to do this, then
No, I'm fine. I'm taking my medication. So long as you're okay with it.
Yes, please.
I saw they found Anna.
I know. My worst fears confirmed. The memories of her just keep flooding back. Walking down the river in the moonlight. The smell of her hair and her laughter. Making love on the blanket under the old oak tree.
Who killed her, Fred?
I think it was Rena.
How did you know where she was buried?
Because I heard her calling to me, Janet.
Do you really expect me to believe that?
Life's full of such wonders and mysteries, Janet. It was a wonder that you came into my life. The even bigger wonder that you're the image of my Anna. Did you ever see a picture of her?
Yeah.
See, I could no more hurt Anna than I could hurt you. If you want the truth about Anna and my whole life, in fact, When you're down. Look,
I was loved.
by an angel. My Anna was an angel.
You've written angle. In fact, half of this is all misspelt.
Well, I know I was. I left school at 14, so You could help me, Janet. You could help me write the true story of my life. Then you'd know everything, wouldn't you? When this is over, I want you to tell the world what really happened. The truth needs to come out. Dear Janet, my book is coming along well thanks to your help. I'm looking forward to seeing you again so you can read more about Anna.
Dear Fred, I hope to be able to get up to Birmingham again early next month. I bought you some T-shirts as you asked, and I'm really looking forward to reading the next part of your book.
Dear Janet, the more I write my book, the more I think about Anna, and the more I think about her, the more I know she was the one. When I fell in love with Rose, it was the Anna in Rose that I saw. But you too are my guide, Janet, for I see Anna in you too, but I cannot see her in Rose no more, as she do not even answer my letters. It's hard for me to face this, but I have realized that Rose loved Rose, and no one else, and so, as Anna is dead, I am left with only you, Janet, as a true soulmate. But it is a good job Rose do not know of how close we have become, as she would be very jealous.
Hey.
Hi.
You right?
Yeah.
Another?
Yeah. Proper little pen pal he's becoming.
And is he telling you stuff like you'd hoped?
Well, there's nothing concrete, but the more I open the lines of communication, the more likely I think he will.
I thought of a way you could get out with this.
What?
Journalist. The Irish guy, the one you said seemed all right. I spoke to him.
What?
He's the Mirror crime reporter.
I don't want to talk to any journalists, Mike.
I bet he'll have information that can help you. These guys have all kinds of sources.
Mike, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good to meet you. Yeah.
I think there are more bodies.
What makes you say that?
Well, what I'm hearing, there were 10 murders between 1971 and 1979, and yet only one between 1979 and 1994. That's 15 years. Only one murder. Do you believe that? Then there's who did the killing.
Fred? And in some cases with Rose's help?
You know Fred has a younger brother called John.
Yeah.
Have the police mentioned to you anything about a so-called cult? Fred, Rose, John, with others possibly. Ritual killing of maybe 20 children whose names we don't even know yet.
Oh my God.
Could be no more than a rumor, but knowing Fred, would you really rule it out? And if there are more bodies, surely they have to be found. You still in touch with him?
Yeah.
Hoping to get him to make further admissions?
Well, not least about Rose, because he's confident that she's going to get off.
But you're not working with the police anymore?
No.
Well, I'd be glad to work with you. Glad to pass you any information that comes my way in case it helps. And of course, we could pay a token amount up front. But we wouldn't print the story until after Fred and Rose have been tried, because we don't want to do anything which might prejudice the trial. And after the trial, there could be a substantial amount.
I think you should do it, love.
Wouldn't it jeopardise the court case?
Not if you don't have to give evidence.
There I'd be on my bike outside the chippy, girls looking at me all sulky like. Coming on the back, love. Often as not they did. King of Ledbury I was. The quiff that did it, Janet. Never quite the same since the accident.
Accident?
I come off my bike one night. Busted me head real bad. Doctor pronounced me dead. Woke up on the bloody mortuary slab. Here. Feel the scar. Go on.
I've got a present for you. Bambi.
Janet. That's my favourite ever.
Yeah, he said.
You seen it?
Yeah.
It breaks my heart, that. And the bit that always gets me most is when Bambi's wandering through the woods and the snow's coming down and he's calling for his mother. You remember?
Yeah.
When a youngster calls for their mum and their mum don't come, Janet. And then Bambi's dad says, your mother can't be with you anymore. I didn't go in there with them.
Didn't go in where?
The barn.
What? Who was in the barn? Rose? Your brother John? Are you saying they took children in there? What happened?
They hung him from the beam. I stood outside by the substation. I could still hear their cries. If I close my eyes, I can still hear them now.
I can't get it out of my head. I mean, he's told me horrific things in the past, but nothing like this. I don't know what to do with it. I can't sleep and I can't talk to Mike about it.
Well, you can talk about it to me all you like, love.
I know, but I still can't get rid of the pictures. It's the sounds, the cries of children. I've got children, Sid, and however hard I try, I can't stop thinking about somebody doing those things to them.
Then stop. For your own peace of mind, stop.
I can't.
How many more dead are there that we don't even know about? 5? 10? I need to know, Fred. 20?
At least. And you will know about them all, Janet. One day, I swear, you won't be left with unanswered questions, as I've been.
What unanswered questions?
About who killed Anna. If you ever find that out, Janet, whether it was Reno or whoever it was, I want you to come to my resting place and tell me. And then I shall have some peace. But I want to help give you peace too, Janet.
Then help me.
Well, I'm trying. My head's all muddled by all the distress that Rose is causing me.
Rose isn't even here.
Yeah, but she's in here. She's in here.
When we were first together, I was in charge, but well, she takes pleasure in making me feel small.
She thinks she has power over me even now, but she don't.
Then make that clear to her.
How? She won't answer my letters, and when we meet in court for the remand hearing, she looks at me like I'm not even in the same room.
Then treat her the same way.
What do you mean?
The next time you're together in court, just ignore her. Make her feel the way that she makes you feel. You have to make the final break with her, however painful.
I don't think I've got the strength. Unless
what?
Unless you were there. See, if you were there, Hannah would be there. And Hannah would give me the strength to show Rose I don't need her anymore. Do you see that?
You look great.
Thanks.
You sure you don't want me to come with you?
Yeah, positive, thanks.
Where does this case stand?
Ma'am, the matter's being dealt with by Gloucester Constabulary. We anticipate there may be further charges. We request that the defendants are held for another 4 weeks for a committal bundle to be gathered.
Thank you. Do you have any representations to make on behalf of Frederick West, Mr. Miles?
No, Mum.
And on behalf of Rosemary West?
No, Mum.
You're both remanded in custody whilst the prosecution continues to put together its committal papers. A provisional date for the committal hearing has been set at 6th of February. You will return to court then. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Mrs. West? Take them down.
Rose. Rose, please, for the
Planes.
Right, they're ready.
Oh, never mind. Leave them.
Hey, leave them a minute, they're hot.
Hey.
Hi, my name's Janet Leach. I've got a call booked with a prisoner at 4 o'clock. Frederick West.
Thanks, Mum. These are well good. Yeah, they're really nice.
Thanks, Mum.
You never do so like that. You put a load in them.
Janet? How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Not seen you in a while.
No, well, it's been a bit difficult with my college work and everything.
Did you get that visiting order?
Yeah, but I'm ringing to say that I can't make it.
Oh, I see. Well, when can you make it? Well, as long as it's not because you're angry with me. Well, I thought after what happened in court. I thought maybe you thought I'd let you down.
If you let anyone down, Fred, it was yourself.
Or made you feel like you were second best. You see, I meant what I said about Anna being the one. And that I see her more in you than I do in Rose.
Fred, you know what? I don't give a damn about where you see Anna.
I mean, you do, I can tell, and believe me, nothing's changed in my feelings for you. It's just that I had to give Rose one last chance to show she loved me. Do you see? I really think we can move things on in the new year.
I don't want a book, I want some Lego. Why do you want Lego? You never do.
That your kids are gonna hear.
Yeah.
Well, save a place for me at the Christmas dinner table, eh?
Hello? Yeah, I am. Well, what's happened? He's hung himself.
Made a rope out of his bed linen, apparently. Obviously planned it carefully. Seems you were due to visit him.
Yeah, he wanted me to visit before Christmas, but it wasn't possible.
Do you think that might be anything to do with it?
Are you saying that that's why he killed himself? That this is my fault?
You were playing with fire, Mrs. Leach. I tried to warn you. The fact is, it will now be very difficult to convict Rose West because the one person who could tell us exactly what she's done is dead. What's more, his death means that any obligation of confidentiality that you had with regards to your conversation with Fred is gone. Now, you must tell me everything, and I mean everything, that he ever said to you. What did he tell you about the barn?
Only fragments. He spoke about standing outside and hearing the cries of children.
And did he say that Rose was there?
I asked him about Rose being inside and about his brother John too. But he never really gave a clear answer.
Well, we're aware of the barn stories. We'll continue to look into it, and John West is still under investigation. But Rose West won't be convicted on rumor. I need evidence. We found the remains of Therese Sagan-Thaler under the cellar floor. Did he speak to you privately about her?
I only heard what he said in police interviews.
Shirley Hubbard.
The same, only what he said in the interviews.
We believe that Fred left her with Rose for the day. That Rose used various instruments to torture and sexually violate the girl before Fred came home, and jointly they murdered her. Did he discuss that privately with you?
No.
But he told you that Rose was involved in some of the murders.
Yeah, and how cold-hearted and cruel she could be.
But it's detail I need. If we're to make the charges stick.
I know, and I'm trying to give you all the detail that I can remember.
Anna McFall.
Yeah, he often spoke about Anna to me.
You helped him write this, I believe.
Yeah,
So you've read it then?
only bits of it. And I was hoping that there would be detail in there that would help.
Oh, his sentimental trash is bullshit. He never loved her. He never had any real feelings for her at all. He just used, abused, and killed her.
And he always denied killing Anna.
Well, of course he did. Wrapped in the picnic blanket they used to have sex on, she was. And he'd taken their baby from her womb. You look upset. I should read this before you shed too many tears.
What is it?
Copy of a letter to Rose we found in his cell.
Keep your promises to me. You know what they are. I have no present. All I have is my life. I will give it to you, my darling. When you are ready to come to me, I will be waiting for you.
His death was the last gift to Rose. Or a way of cursing the rest of her life for rejecting him. Either way, you were utterly irrelevant to him.
It's half 8.
I'm not going into college today. I don't feel very well.
Well, what about the kids? Do you want me to drop them at school?
Yeah.
Right. Andy, Chris, Jake, come on, get your bags.
I don't know if I was going to do it.
Yeah, no, that's not what it looks like to me. Why? Christ, what are you thinking?
I don't know, I just...
Just what? What? You just what? You miss him, don't you?
Don't say that.
on. Yeah, Christ, I can see it. You do. Look at me. You miss Fred West.
I miss feeling that I mattered, and I miss feeling that I was needed.
What? And you think I don't need you? Your kids don't?
Of course you do, but it's just not in the same way.
Have you any idea how hurtful that is?
I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry. I really am sorry, but I don't know how I can explain it to you.
No, nor do I. Look. I don't care how desperate you get, how despondent and how miserable you are for the rest of your life. You cannot do this to your children. It's all right.
I'm so sorry.
That's all right. Come on. Come on.
Jurors in the Rosemary West murder trial heard for the first time today the voice of her husband, Frederick, in 4 tapes of police interviews. On the tapes, the court heard him say he was responsible for all the murders. Rosemary was not. He said he'd killed most of his victims because they'd threatened to tell his wife about his affairs with them. The prosecution said he'd also with the police saying he was protecting someone. ITN's Robert Hall reports from Winchester Crown Court.
Rosemary West has always maintained she knew nothing with which she is charged.
Janet Leach,
Yeah?
I've been asked to deliver this to you.
What is it?
You're subpoenaed to give evidence at the trial of Rosemary West at Winchester Crown Court.
Rose didn't kill no one. I killed Charmaine when I come out of Layo prison. The last time, Rose had no part of this.
Why are they calling me as a witness?
Rose West's lawyers asked for Fred's police interview tapes to be played. It means the prosecution can put Janet in the stand and ask her about them.
So that's a good thing. She can tell them whatever Fred was saying about Rose on the tapes. The truth was different.
I'm afraid I can't comment on what counsel may ask you.
But there were other witnesses.
Yeah, of course. Including surviving victims who've described how Rose helped Fred rape and abuse them. But only you can comment on the truth of the tapes.
I just don't know if I can do it. Go into a room and face that woman.
Place your hand on the Bible and repeat after me. I swear by Almighty God.
I swear by Almighty God.
That the evidence I shall give.
That the evidence I shall give.
Shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Did Fred West ever mention a pact that he'd made with Rose?
Yes, he did. He said that shortly before his arrest, he and Rose had spoken and he agreed to take the blame for everything.
Turning to the murder of Shirley Robinson, whose body was found in the garden of 25 Cromwell Street, do you remember something that was said in police interviews about the position of the baby that she was pregnant with?
Yes. That it wasn't found where they expected it to be.
What did Fred West tell you about that?
He said Rose would have done that.
And what did you think he meant by that?
That Rose must have been present at the murder and that she removed the baby from Shirley's womb before or after Shirley died.
When Fred West described what had happened to his victims at Cromwell Street, did he tell you that Rose West was present?
Yes, he did.
And what did he say happened?
He said that he might start things off, but that Rose would take over. He said she loved inflicting pain. That there were times when he'd seen her inflict the most terrible pain imaginable on young women.
And you were in no doubt that he was telling the truth?
None at all.
One final question, Mrs. Leach. The evidence of a number of potential witnesses in this case has been compromised because they have made dealings with the press for financial benefit. Have you either spoken to the press or media or been paid by them?
No, I haven't.
No more questions, my lord.
The court will adjourn. We will continue with your evidence after lunch, Mrs. Leach. All rise.
What did he say?
They don't care how long they have to wait. They want you back in court. The doctors have explained because you may have had a minor stroke, you can't go back until you feel ready.
I can't ever go back into that court, Mike. They're onto the mirror thing.
No, you don't know that.
Oh, if they don't know now, they're going to find out.
Who's that from?
Hazel Savage.
Oh, the woman detective. The one that was good to you.
Yeah. Wanted it more than anyone else to solve the case.
Don't let the bastards grind you down. She's right, isn't she? What are you gonna do?
Did you ever ask yourself, Mrs. Leach, whether some of the things Fred West told you were far-fetched or sheer fantasy? That even on those occasions when he appeared to be plausible, he was actually spinning a web of lies to draw you in?
I often ask myself that question.
And are you quite sure he wasn't just using you?
Using me for what?
Using you as some kind of trophy in order to try and make Rose jealous. Why did you continue your relationship with Fred West after your role as appropriate adult ended?
Well,
You visited him in prison regularly, did you not?
I believed that because I had his trust, I might eventually be able to persuade him to tell the full story.
And when you had that full story, what did you intend to do with it?
What do you mean?
Did you think you might sell your version of it to the newspapers? May I remind you are on oath, Mrs. Leach, and that to lie on oath is to commit the serious crime of perjury. Have you sold your story to a national newspaper?
Mrs. Leach, you must answer the question.
Yes, I have.
And was that newspaper the Daily Mirror?
Yes, it was.
So, when Mr. Leveson asked you whether you had entered into an agreement with the media to tell your story, you were lying.
Yes, it was.
You continued your relationship with Fred West for profit.
No, that's not fair.
You encouraged him to give the most lurid account possible because that would give you a better story.
No.
And you happily swallowed his lies about Rose West because all you wanted was a story.
No, that's not true.
Was Fred West emotionally attached to you? Were you romantically involved with Fred West? No more questions, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Leveson.
Last lap, Mrs. Leach. Mrs. Leach? You have told the court you believe you were able to assist the police investigation by persuading Fred West to reveal important information to the police.
Yes.
After you had ceased to be his appropriate adult and begun to visit him in prison, did you believe there was further information that you might persuade him to reveal?
Yes, I did.
Could you tell the court what information that was?
Well, Fred West told me that there were at least 20 more victims.
20?
That's right.
And you believed him?
Yes, I did.
Did he go into detail about who these victims might be or where their bodies might be found?
No, he didn't. Well, I believed he was getting close to it. All I wanted was for him to tell the truth. Because I'm a mother myself, and I know that if my child went missing, I'd want to know the truth.
Members of the jury, you have heard the evidence. You must now retire to consider your verdict.
Will the foreman of the jury please stand? Have you reached a verdict upon which you are all agreed on all counts against the defendant, Rosemary West?
Yes.
On count 1, do you find the defendant guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
On count 2, do you find the defendant guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
On count 3, do you find the defendant...
It's taken me ages, but it fits Fred's description. Country lane, substation, and a map shows a barn up here. But it's bad news, too. It's been demolished. I reckon this really could be the place.
Then again, it might not be.
Why would he describe it in such detail?
Because he was a lying psychopath. I'll never know the truth.
The thing is, you can't unknow something, can you? Once someone puts some terrible knowledge in your head, you're stuck with it forever, aren't you?
You came through it. You exposed yourself to all that poison. You came through.
Did I?
Come on, try and get it. Oi! Are you two in this game or not?
Come on, Mom! Come on! Come on!
I'll never stop thinking about them. About all the lost lives. And all the people who have to carry on after what this has done to them.